Hello, my name is Thorsten von Overgaard. I'm a Danish photographer. I travel the world photographing and teaching photography. Today I'm going to talk about the Leica M10. Here I have the Leica M10, and as you can see it is pretty similar to my Leica M240. This time I decided to get a silver camera first. I usually want a silver first, but I always end up getting a black one, and then a silver one later. This time I got a silver one, and one of the reasons is this feature, the ISO dial here. That is a new thing on the camera. It is a very interesting thing with Leica, that when you want to get a new Leica, you basically want old Leicas. So this design here is something that is borrowed from the Leica M3 from the 50s. And I'll talk about image quality later, but the image quality and the simplicity of this camera is basically borrowed from the Leica M9 that came out in 2009. And I have one really well-used sample of that here, so I know how that one works. Now, one of the problems I have is that I have had Leicas for a long time, and I have a few of them. I have a few more than I have on the table here. So I don't get a Leica and wake up every morning and think, wow, I really have a Leica. No, I would love to get into the spirit of like, wow, I got a Leica M10. But I really can't do it anymore. For me, it's just a new, improved tool. And the way I look at it is, how do I get this thing to work? Because there's things that has changed, and hopefully things are improved. So my first time with this camera have been, how do I get the image quality to look like I want it to? How can I get the whole functionality of the camera to work the way that I want to? And that's also what my articles on my website is going to be about. And if you know me and you have followed my stories about the Leica M9 and M240 and the Leica monochrome and the Leica Q and so on, you know that I release articles one at a time, where I go into how to focus the camera, how to get the colors right, how to do black and white, and so on. So that's going to happen most likely with this one also. One of the articles coming up is the Leica M10 in Cuba. That's going to be another one where we go to Mexico. So we're going to spend a lot of time together, me and this M10. But let me say, frankly, I am not overly impressed or enthusiastic about this camera. And that's both good and bad. It's good in the way that if it was a completely different camera than the Leica M240 or the Leica M9, we would all be in trouble. So it should be very much like that. And the fact that not a lot happened with the M10 just means that the M240 was actually a really good camera. The M9 was a really good camera. And if we go back to the film Leicas, here's the Leica M4 from the 60s. They're all really good cameras. There's not a lot of stuff you can improve on them. But let's see what Leica tried to improve on an more or less perfect camera. So here we have the Leica M10 here, and the M240. You can see it got considerably slimmer. It's like the old film cameras almost, and that's the idea. And then we get the ISO dial here, and you cannot just move it. You actually have to lift it up, preferable with 2 fingers, and then you can move it around. You can actually leave it up. Sometimes I do that, because then I can change the ISO. It might get hit and fall off one day. I will take the chance, but generally I will lock it, but I'll also sometimes use it open up there. Then we have here on the back of the camera, we have less buttons. We also have some different preview looks we can have here, but less buttons and slightly more slim stuff. And then we have one of the big new things is the viewfinder here. There's a bigger hole, and that also goes on the other side of the camera, that you can see here that the window is actually bigger. So that's the difference in the viewfinder. Apart from that, you don't see a huge difference. So we have here in the back, the bottom is pretty simple. There's the SD card here, and then there's the battery, and The battery here is smaller than the M240, considerably smaller. So that's a nice thing. So if you look here, you can see a difference here with the hot shoe. The M240 has this plug for the EVF. The M10 doesn't have it. So how does that work? Well, that's because if you look at the EVF, now the contact sits out here. So they touch in here in some way. So you don't have this open hole here. You have to be considered if you get water in or sand or something like that, because it's not there anymore. And the EVF also tilts like this, like the other one did, and that can be really nice feature. If you look inside the camera here, everything basically looks the same, even it's totally new mechanics. And one of the things is the camera strap here I got from Tie Her Up, and that's a thinner one that goes with the Leica M10. So one of the things that's also simpler on the Leica M10 is the menu. So it has less points, both because we don't have video anymore, but also all this is basically quick menu, and it's not till you get down here to the last point, then you can go over to all advanced stuff that you seldom use. But it's in here, but you don't have to look at it when you use the camera normally. So that's more simplicity. So Leica really listen to the users, and what everybody wants is basically a camera that is very simple to use, and it is. I'm gonna go photograph a lot with this camera, and maybe I'll do some more video. I'll definitely do some more articles on my website. So if you're really smart, you go to my website now, and then you sign up for my newsletter, and you even get a free ebook. And in there you can see I did what is factually the world's longest camera review on the Leica M9. It's 19 pages. And something similar is going to happen with this camera. I'm going to take one thing at a time: colors, black and white, how to focus, and what else comes up. Some of the next things is going to be the Leica M10 goes to Cuba, because it does, and the Leica M10 goes to Mexico, and probably also the Leica M10 goes to Frankfurt or somewhere exciting. That's all I had for today. Go to my website and sign up for my mailing list, and maybe I'll see you in a workshop one day also. Thank you for watching. See you next time.